Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. After Rhea Ripley contacted WWE Raw's Jey Uso via Instagram story on behalf of Damian Priest, Uso assisted Ripley. Sent only one word to Ripley via the featured performance. Jey and the Pastor overcame J.D. McDonagh and Finn's squad. This was Balor's second. The last several weeks, Jey emerged victorious against championship-winning WWE Tag Team champions. He has worked with them before. The Judgment Day duo to be defeated by Sami Zayn. The rapper Jay-Z shared communication with Ripley after the two famous people, including priests, rejoiced in their triumph over the Juso on Judgment Day. Took Raka up on his critique of his. Rocky has received a response from booking Jey Uso. Subsequent to his criticism of his son's scheduling, the future Hall of Famer further shared disappointment at Jey not being there at the announcing SummerSlam 2024 speaker on the WWE Ringer event. In his speech, Jey and urged him to take pleasure in Raka's remarks. Whilst on the journey, he made his father feel loved as well. According to Jey, he just stated his thoughts on the innovative "I'm exactly like Dad. I watch all the show, please. Just give me a chance to work. Take pleasure in the spectacle. Create a rap song. Nonetheless, kudos to my dad for that." Ever since he left SmackDown and signed, using unprocessed, Jey is now at the next level, the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship as well. At the Cody Rhodes Team Championship Extravaganza XL, Uncle Jey was vanquished by Jimmy Uso performing as a duet battle, but thus yet he has failed to emerge victorious. A singles championship, he has refused to accept responsibility for either championship in WWE's World Heavyweight Division. In addition to the interstate superstar, 39 years old, wins championship, will take part in a life or death matchup with Braun, Ilya Dragunov, and Pete Dunne Strowman to choose the following top competitor in the Braun Breakers race. That night in the championship, there was a seismic new developments and surprising partnerships in WWE, unfiltered, as the wrestling industry discovered. Startled at Jey Uso's location, son of the bloodline, staying defiant, sitting side by side with her rival, Rhea, the former competent member of the Ripley. On the Day of Judgment, the ring had upped the ante when Juso, as if from thin air, arrived at the Ripley's Believe It or Not. A tizzy with wild guesses, joyfulness that Juso had been figuring out unexplored regions after his impressive straying from the ancestral line, connections to his loved ones in an emotionally decision that caused the WWE to part ways, wondering what he'll do next. The Universe, he having completed his solo journey throughout the highs and lows, yet there was stayed unobstructed Jey, a guy on a mission, purpose, resolute in his pursuit of establishing descent unencumbered by the specter of Roman rule over his once cherished family members. On that specific evening, RAW's main event had been a cruel and horrific display of a stroke of genius as Rhea Ripley confronts him, fighting an uphill struggle against a barrage of other businesses that aim to undermine the pressure of the Day of Judgment on the WWE. Rio has seen hardship before. She battled fiercely, just as she had heralded her as the Eradicator. Nevertheless, the game of numbers was starting to do harm as the game descended into disarray. Ripley was left all alone in the midst of rivals at the same time that it seemed the tide was about to turn, when the audience went into a frenzy in amazement when the melody of Jey Uso flooded the scene. Shifted to Jey standing at the entryway, emerged with a rapturous expression. With a fixation on the ring, he felt the strain seemed to exist. Nobody was aware of Jey's. Was he come with the goal of taking, made the most of his circumstances, or did he pursue different goals? The news analysts' speculative guesses, but Jey's look came across as indifferent as he marched down, inclined with the intention of slipping into the arena amongst the pulsating energy of the WWE Universe. in the midst of a battle zone. Then Jay's arrival made it apparent that he wasn't on hand to confidently avoid risk. He entered the fray with a bang, bringing down anybody brave enough to get close. The target of Ripley's super kicks was with perfect accuracy, and his speed was exceptional, navigating the ring of exhibits from Ripley's antagonists. The rapport that exists between Jay and the impacts of Rhea was seen and felt immediately. Went into battle like a well-oiled machine, predicting one another's actions, providing support to one another during the last. Their adversaries were vanquished by Jay, and standing towering in the heart of the ring was Rhea. The enthusiastic audience, energized by their most recent observation of the two, locked gazes, a silent comprehension traveling between the two of them. Rhea, the mysterious one, gave Jay a knowing nod as she grinned, just as she stepped out of the ring, abandoning him, alone himself, to really appreciate the scene Jay was in, his heart pounding as a result of work as the whole WWE fan base went ballistic in, with a symphony of applause and chanting, conveyed his message via his deeds more than the sum of its parts. Yet backstage, the excitement was the story of Jey Uso's stunning sister Rhea. Was this an isolated incident, or was Jay thinking about joining the ranks of the damned? Ripley chatter was wild. The rumblings became more audible as spectators tipped online forums discussing concerns raised by this novel alliance. Jay, on the other hand, had no words. Choose to allow the present to unfold, well aware that his upcoming transfer would be investigated by all parties involved. The WWE changing room to the spectators around. That evening, the whole globe watched the WWE. They were informed by Universe that they were longing for, even if it arrived in a different shape, by way of a coded message that Jey Uso used to, sharing on social media only one phrase that shocked the wrestling industry, family in the community. Denotes, despite its simplicity, the term was burdened with an insurmountable, pay no attention to the vagueness of the message. Stoke the rumors, was Jay mentioning, on his broken bond with the lineage, or was he indicating the beginning of next step in his professional journey, one that may establish a connection with Rhea Ripley's and the Revelation Day? The responses were swift and diverse. For some admirers, the message seemed to be proclaiming one's independence, which Jay was establishing a new setup, his own space beyond the limitations of his. Some people took blood ties to mean summon his long-lost brother Jimmy to just a friendly reminder that always remember that blood is thicker than water. Throughout the following days, WWE's official social media pages were inundated with admirers, ideas, research, and evaluations examining each potential significance of Jay's single phrase. The enigma was further complicated when Rhea, the message was personally answered to by Ripley in the form of a single black heart emoji. The quick conversation established WWE cosmic field ignited with enthusiasm, though engaging in conversation with Rhea and Jay while little was sufficient to fuel the passions. Mystique. Was this the start of something brand new? Partnership that may shake the groundwork for? Was it WWE, or was it just a brief moment of two warrior mutual regard? Those who, at the height of fight that Jey Uso's enigmatic message had caused, it departed from the WWE Universe after its job, famished and anxious to discover what would happen next. Whose side would Jay take? End of the world? Or was he doomed to proceed independently? The solutions would get there on schedule.